We began several weeks back talking about establishing a sacred marriage and how the Bible says marriage is honorable and all. And every aspect of your marriage is honorable. It's sacred. It's to be valuable and precious. Listen, treat your marriage very precious, okay? It's delicate and it's fragile. And yet it can be strong. It can be both, you know? And so today's point is this, and we're going to cover this for several weeks, but a marriage is our teacher in the sacred truths of God. Our marriage is our teacher in the sacred truths of God. You see, when God put you and your wife together, you and your husband together, then what He did was that marriage became an instructor and to reveal to you the sacred truths of God. Let me give you a few of those truths, okay? And that is this: marriage reveals the truth of submission. You know, listen, you got to learn that the subject of submission, okay? In other words, being underneath and walking in humility. The Bible tells us in Ephesians, the Bible says, chapter 5, it says in verse 21 and 22, it says, submitting yourselves one to another in the fear of God. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord. There is an interesting submission that really is supernatural. A lot of people can't seem to get their brain wrapped around that there is submission across the board. Like in my church, I'm submissive to my church. There's no doubt about that. I'm submissive to men in my church, and I'm submissive to my staff, and yet, you know what? I'm still the pastor, and there is a level of submission that they're to bring themselves underneath me. And some people don't believe that those two can happen, but it can happen. It's a supernatural thing. And so in a marriage, we learn to submit, this whole subject of submission, that we submit ourselves one to another. That the Bible says that we prefer one above another. Is that we prefer them. In other words, I prefer sometimes that Alice would get what she wants out of this, you know? Not that I have to get what I want. That's submitting one to another. And then it says, wives, submit yourselves to your own husbands as unto the Lord. And so marriage takes you to school. And it teaches you the incredible, incredible truth of submission. And so ask God to give you that submissive heart as unto the Lord, okay? And so as you take this truth, use it this week. Learn how to submit one to another. And then, ladies, listen to me, whether you like it or not, husband, you submit to him. And men, obviously, we'll talk about this later, but be the husband you should be, okay? All right, so now, listen, I want you to share this. I want you to share it with other people. Just go ahead right now and push share and get this message out. And let's be a blessing to other marriages by sharing this teaching on establishing a sacred marriage.